Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, friends. Great news. It's Expanse Day, the best day of the week. And today we're watching the Expanse Season 4, Episode 5, Oppressor. Friends, I've been absolutely loving Season 4, and I figured it was about time to trade in the space duds for some land duds. So here we are. Friends, before we get started, if you could do me a huge favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. Greatly helps out a small channel, and it allows me to alert you next time it's Expanse Day. Not that you need it. In the event that you would like anything that we do early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description, my friends. But all that's then, and this is now. And now it's Expanse Day, the best day of the week, as we watch Season 4, Episode 5, Oppressor. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go. Oh my God. When you have a show or anything that you're, invested in that dominates your thoughts in a positive way, as much as the Expanse has dominated mine. It's literally, I mean, it's hyperbolic to say, but it's a once in a lifetime for me type of thing where I've been as incredibly hooked onto a show from so early on as this one. I mean, in retrospect, it was into episode 1 or 2 where I was just like, man, I gotta see the next episode. And then, from 4 on, we're off to the races.
Careful. It's powerful stuff.
You sure that remote even working?
Okay, so this is a flashback.
They're here, 10 hours early.
No, leave it.
We have to remove the charge. The drive will set it off. This isn't what we planned. I did not come here to kill people.
Plays what I say it is. Whatever happened, therefore. No!
Oh. Okay, yeah, we knew that they did it. We knew that they had...
I guess this means we made it.
Welcome to the Rocinante.
But Holden will take care of it.
That's right. Holden's not gonna let anything happen to them, I promise.
Yeah, that's a promise that Alex can actually make with full confidence. I mean, how many people can you say that about? No one's gonna hurt. Holden's down there. He's not gonna let it help him.
Yeah, I used to go there when I was in training. They had this grilled corn with garlic butter, you know?
I do not.
I do not.
That guy talks a lot.
Mason's an idiot.
A lot of those on your team.
A lot of those.
Stayed your life out there.
Maybe.
Oh, really? You think you could take on all my men by yourself?
I had a shot.
You absolutely had a shot.
So fucking weird.
That's saying stuff like that to Amos. I hate that. What's wrong with you? You're weird. That's 2 steps back shit, man. I mean, where's his Prax or Anna in this one? Man, I wish we could see Prax again. Come on, Jim.
Amos!
Where the fuck is my guy?
No one outside their quarters unless Chief Mertry says so.
I don't give a fuck what Mercury said. Where's my crewman?
I was gonna say, motherfucker, you're not in charge of Jim Holden.
Sir, we have a situation.
I'm well aware.
Yeah, because he sits there and listens to all this shit.
Unlock him.
Not gonna happen. Put the gun down.
Bullshit.
Don't kill her. She just hasn't figured out her boss is a dick.
You stay out of it.
Give me the key and walk away.
Yep.
No need to die over this shit.
Nope.
Captain Holden, you left before we could finish our talk.
Cut him loose.
Right now.
We need to get everyone off the surface before something even worse shows up. You're saying we need to evacuate?
Yes.
This isn't about your claim on the planet anymore.
Yeah.
He'll only help as long as evacuating the Belchers is easier than shooting them.
Yep.
I acted against terrorists who killed innocent people and were planning further acts of violence, but I'm the bad guy. Maybe I've just got that kind of face.
You really do, dude.
One way or another, we all answer for what we've done.
That's a threat. And you saw that, Jim.
This evacuation is real, but you and I better be the last 2 people on their shuttles.
How many men does he have? So if it's less than 10, Amos has a definite shot.
Both light shuttles in working order?
Yes, sir.
And put it on a proximity trigger.
You want me to make it into a bomb?
I want you to make it into an option.
I mean, honestly, you know, Murtry is not wrong about some of the stuff that he's obviously come up with.
Who the fuck cares about any of this?
Christian hasn't been used to having to sway the populace. He just says stuff and it happens.
We need you to come off as more approachable, nurturing. The caring family matriarch. It tested.
Get the fuck out.
Uh-oh. Christian's getting a little heated in season 5.
Why? Yeah, is she gonna be a problem? For who?
For who?
Lucia's on my ship, and my ship is in orbit. She's safe.
And Felcia, was my daughter with her?
I'm sorry, I haven't seen her.
Oh my God.
But the next thing could be a lot worse, and there will be a next thing.
You have no way of knowing that.
He actually does.
Yeah, he's the only one that does.
But if we leave, they'll never let us come back. You go if you want to.
I mean, I love the Belters, the pride, you know, they have to have a claim to find a place.
Weird lightning in it up. Started putting off heat like a supervolcano. On a planet with no volcanoes.
Are they going to move the planet? It's like thrusters, maybe? Terraforming?
You might want to get that checked out. Squatter camp hygiene makes for all sorts of nasty infections.
What's that? We do have a railgun now, everybody. I have not forgotten that. Naomi feeling better. And the Expanse showing off.
And she is all right.
I didn't ask if she was all right. I said I need to talk to her.
Okay. Strapping down to sleep is what saved Anna from being smooshed.
When he was telling me to surrender, he talked about you and her.
How could you be so stupid?
I wasn't stupid.
Well,
I wasn't strong enough because I didn't want to bring the killing to this planet.
this guy is really doing a good job.
We have nothing. Not even our family.
Where do they find these actors? Unreal. Whoever's the casting director for this show should never go without work.
All these terrible things you've done. They didn't save us. All they did was destroy the only thing we had left.
Wow. Fantastic scene. You broke open your wound again. Careful with that shit in 0G. What? I don't understand that. Is she feeling bad, or was she gonna call, or?
Trouble coming.
Not for me.
Looks like it.
Amos, this is your kind of town, buddy. You guys are pretty brave. I mean, I know you're armed, but they have got the numbers.
Oh, my sweethearts.
What the fuck do you want?
Apparently you.
You!
Me.
I want to talk to you.
This isn't a great time.
I don't care.
Okay.
The lightning, and the way you happen to be exactly where the lightning started.
Yes, it's me, right?
You are connected to this, and you are withholding information.
It's not gonna help you, though.
Well?
I wouldn't know where to begin.
Yeah. We got 3 seasons.
Were those gunshots?
Woo! And we're off and popping. Woo! You can feel the tension in the air.
Can you feel the tension in the air right now?
But we will not be forced from our homes again.
Is this just us? Wow. Or is she broadcasting this?
And they put those relays in through the rings.
You're having a good time?
I do enjoy the clarity of these moments. But I am going to gas every belcher in the camp. Anyone I find with a gun is going to be disarmed and restrained.
Oh boy.
I would ask if you have any objection, but I honestly don't give a fuck now.
Amos, you're on deck. That tumbleweed high noon moment, it's coming, friends. And I am terrified because Murtry's no joke.
You ask how I would protect Earth from another Eris incident? That's a good question. And here's my answer. The same way I did last time.
When you saved Earth, you have some cred.
Would you actually let him do that?
At this point, I'm not sure he's wrong.
What are they thinking, taking hostages like that?
Murtry's not 100% wrong at all in this.
Mercury has no right making them leave, and neither do you.
If
Yeah.
they die here, it's on me.
No, it's not. It's on them.
For staying after you warned them. For taking hostages now. They're not children.
It's everybody's fault. Everybody's responsible. Well said, Naomi.
Don't decide for them.
Right, right,
Tell them the truth and let them decide for themselves.
You know, I used to be the one saying things like that.
So, go be you.
Boy, they're a good team.
Lucia, you all right in there?
I don't understand if she passed out or died, or what she was doing.
Naomi!
Oh my God. You gotta go back down the well.
Christ, shove the bleeder in there.
We gotta get back down the well. Oh, Shed. We could have used you, buddy. The guy that was supposed to do all this shit lost his head.
Make me tell your daughter I had to let you die. Fucking tell me what to do!
That's it. Get through to her, Alex. Oh my God, she's basically operating on herself.
Vision's working, you just gotta stop the bleeding now.
Oh my God. Could we knock her? I guess we can't knock her out, can we? Oh my God. Was it cauterizing?
Can't even die right.
What a heartbreaking line. I can't even die right.
That's a meat grinder. If Mercury orders you to go in,
Don't
go.
Yeah.
Nice working on the same side for once.
Fuck that.
I'm just helping. Hey, Jim.
I'm unarmed!
Oh, shit.
What's he doing?
Me and him.
Being him.
My opponent has asked what happened to the person whose place I took. George Cantor was my first alternate. When I got my appointment at the regional government, I hired George to work with my policy research team.
She had these talking points ready. She knew that they were going to find that.
The people of Earth have talent and drive and ambition, what we need.
She's selling hope.
It was heading towards Luna, but 20 minutes ago it shifted. It's on a collision course with Sentinel-19.
The asteroid spot her.
Protocol is to assume there's more than one on its way.
So why haven't we killed the ship already?
Stealth tech?
The drive signature on record also matches a colony ship called the Sojourner.
The one the Belter said was lost to scrap?
This is a setup. This is a setup.
Destroy
Nah,
the
it's a
ship
setup.
immediately.
Smart.
Fuck, it's a setup. If this is all Nancy, Christian's in deep shit because she has everything planned.
It was bad timing. It could have happened to anyone.
No, this is a plan. It's a perfect timing for the other side. You got to treat it like that, Christian, even if it is unlucky circumstances. Definitely favored her, so you got to not look at coincidences here. She's a formidable adversary.
Don't think that you have.
This is Naomi Nagata.
I was young and in love with a boy who had a crazy plan.
I think we've met him.
Then we could turn off the drive, leave them on the drift. Rescue them for a price later. The first one we tried was the Augustine Gamara.
I know that name.
Because everybody died on it.
It was the one that blew up in the docks at Luna. The father of my child used my code to overload the reactor. We killed 516 people.
Oh my God. That's on your ledger, too.
You were tricked. I chose what I did.
No, you didn't choose to do the way they did it.
Then when I told him I'd never help him again, it was the last time he let me see my little boy.
My God.
I have a family now. Certainly not one I would have expected. I have a life that I like living. There is a path from where you are to where I am.
Wow, okay. Oh, that's one of my favorite Naomi scenes. Amazing.
Damn it, everyone shut up for a minute!
Let Jim Holden Paladin.
I know why all of you came to this place, and everyone feels like they have a reason to fight for it.
You mean our legally binding charter from a legitimate government?
Oh, for God's sakes.
As soon as the gate opened, I started being contacted by a man I knew who died on Eros. The proto-molecule was somehow projecting him into my brain.
How? How does it work?
I don't know how any of it.
You wanted to know, so stop talking.
Had glimpses during the ring transits.
Is there any way to test this information? Because anyone can claim to have
Yeah, let's stay on the planet and die.
If we leave here, we can't go to some other system and find a lithium deposit like this.
There is no version of this where we abandon our charter and we leave these squatters and murderers in possession of this planet.
Okay, then let's just have a fight. Yeah, it's out of your control, Jim. Like Naomi said, you told him, you did your best. That wasn't blood. There was that woman that works for Mercury that had something on her. It's just like, I wonder, this can't be like protomolecule infection, can it? Holy shit! Don't you end. You piece of shit. Motherfucker. All right, everybody, we just got done watching The Expanse, Season 4, Episode 5, Oppressor, and the only thing left to do is to talk about it. All right, everybody, just got done watching Episode 5 of the 4th season of Expanse, The Oppressor, or Oppressor. Okay, so this was a build-up episode. This was basically, they're clearing the decks here before we get, obviously, we ended this episode with some type of nuclear reaction down on planet. We don't know if that was the flip side where they said that all the volcanoes had, the lightning had hit the islands and they generated like super volcano heat. We're not sure what was going on there, but it definitely, you know, there's a chain reaction or some type of awakening by the builders' artifacts on planet that are now trying to do exactly what Jim said. Their job, reach out, contact, can't get a hold of it. What's the next thing we have to do? What's the next thing we have to do? What's the next thing we have to do? And I'm sure it has a, you know, however many commands, you know, if this command doesn't work, go to this one, go to this one, go to this one. I don't know what's worse, if it has a bunch of commands that get like progressively worse for the planet, or if at some point it says, yeah, do what you think best, you know, make your best guess, you know, come up with something new, because I'm not sure that the entity that is basically kind of controlling, impersonating Miller, I don't know if it can make those types of decisions. You know what I mean? And if it does, it's certainly not going to take into consideration the human population on the planet. I mean, it's just going to do whatever it thinks is the most efficient. We're in a pickle here, everybody. We're in a big, big pickle here because, one, the political environment down in the town is not going to rectify itself. You don't have enough level heads. Again, you know, anybody that could have basically diffused this situation died on the shuttlecraft down, and Mercury assumed command. Like many of you said in the comments section, and, you know, I completely agree with, Mercury was never supposed to be in charge. He was never supposed to be in charge of this expedition. He was merely security. I mean, he would have been able to have influence, so to speak, but, you know, again, the level heads, in my opinion, we saw that conversation in the shuttle before they got down there. The level heads would have prevailed, I believe, in this point. At least we wouldn't have had this escalation of, you know, kidnapping and murdering and things like that. Now, with all that being said, Mercury is not wrong. You know, Mercury's an unlikable prick, but Mercury is not wrong. They attacked, the Belters attacked. They killed 23 of his people. It was an escalating, you know, he was rooting out the problem. Again, he is a security officer, so, you know, a member of the security personnel. His idea of ending this problem is finding the people that did it and killing them. He has no option for incarceration. You know, I mean, I guess he sort of does, but again, his idea is he's out on the frontier. He needs to, you know, make this place safe for his people as quickly as possible. He's listening through all of his cameras and stuff. He knows they're planning. He knows, you know, he knows that there's no need for a judge or a jury because he's heard the confession. And so with that confession and with the obvious crime of the 23 killed en route, he felt he was well within his rights. I do not disagree with that. I mean, were his methods extreme? Absolutely. But I mean, was it a response built upon or predicated upon the amount of like intensity of the attack? Yeah. I mean, 23 people killed. And we saw that it was deliberate. You know, we absolutely saw it was deliberate. The medic, now, I mean, she didn't want to do it, but, you know, everybody else did. You know, those other belters that died, they were 100% down, knew exactly what they were going to do whenever they, you know, blew the ship up. They wanted everyone, all hands lost. And again, I don't necessarily agree with, I mean, what they were trying to do was blow up the ship to prevent them from coming down in the event that they could buy themselves more time and get their lithium out. I understand the idea behind the plan. Its execution was incredibly poor simply because you knew that you had OPA members inside the Belters that were there on planet. You knew that escalation was, if it wasn't currently being talked about, it was on the table because that's what happens. Oh, okay, well, we could stop them from coming down. What else could we do? Well, I mean, we could blow up the ship completely. Okay, well, what else do we do? We could blow it up with them in it. Okay, what would that do? Well, if we blew it up early, they'd have to turn around and go back to their ship. Well, what if we blew it up late? Well, they'd fall to their deaths or they'll all be killed in the impact. That escalation had to be on the table as part of the considerations of the plan because at any point, you know, majority comes in and says, yeah, we're going to wait. We're going to kill them all. Then that's what happens. And we saw that reflective upon this group. I look at it like this and everybody, you know, let's say that what's a group that we could have? Let's say Prax and a bunch of the scientists from Ganymede had come here to help grow some food, you know, in New Terra. And on the way down, they did it to them. The Belters, you know, set the charges off, and Prax is killed. You know, he's one of the 23 that die. Well, Amos gets on planet and realizes what happens. Amos is going to do exactly what Murtry did. You know, he's going to find out who killed his best friend in the entire world. Still gets me. And he's going to absolutely murder each and every one of them until he is convinced that anybody that had even a fingernail invested in that plan is getting colder and not older. And we would cheer that shit. We would 100%. I would. I don't want to speak for anybody else. I would cheer that shit. I'd be like, yeah, you know, Amos got him for Prax, you know. Murtry is, you know, again, there are numerous similarities between Murtry and Amos. Numerous. I mean, you can say they're both killers and it ends there, but that's not it. You know, they have a very violent approach to things. The only difference is that Murtry is controlled by his emotions way more. Obviously, Amos isn't. Amos is as unemotional as it gets. Like, he doesn't feel stakes. He doesn't. Now, revenge would definitely come into play for him for Prax. That's why I wanted to pick Prax for this instance, because if it's Prax or any member of his crew, that would trigger. Anybody else that he doesn't know, you know, Amos isn't really going to be as invested in it. But, you know, given the idea that you could get Amos to care about the people that were in there, especially someone like Prax, then he's going to act like Murtry. That boundary between what is Murtry and what is Amos disappears if one of the victims was Amos's best friend in the whole world. So, you know, in my mind, there's just not, the Belters aren't going to leave. I believe in the Belters. I love the Belters. I love them making that run, you know, at the very top of the season when they made that run and they were just like, go, get to the other side. We've got to get a home. I love that. I love that. All of them inside the ship, you know, and they're go. They know that this is their only chance. I can't not root for that, right? Unfortunately, you know, there are a couple bad apples, if you want to say. But again, so this Murtry side, I understand it completely. The problem is, who do you like more? Murtry has been, the writers have told us that, you know, you can sympathize, empathize, and understand what Murtry is doing here. But we're going to put him in direct opposition with Amos, somebody that we know a lot of people like. It's the creative's subtle way of saying, if you have any questions about whose side is the right side and whose side is the wrong side, we're going to make it more defined by having this person, Murtry, be directly nose to nose against Amos. You know? So then you can make of it what you will, you know? And I think that's their strong arm way of basically saying, in case you were falling into the sympathy for the people that perish, just remember, Amos doesn't like this guy either. Let's continue our tale. It's so well crafted. I really, really like season 4 because we're getting a absolute shit ton of information in here. We're getting a better understanding of what the proto molecule was, its mission is basically. But at the same time, they are continuing the story of our solar system, and that is the belt, Mars, and Earth. It is the separation of humanity, such so strongly divided. The story continues of how we are going to adapt to the builders, their ring space. Are we going to just end up saying, the hell with all this new stuff? We're just going to still tear ourselves apart? Friends, it certainly looks like that's exactly what we're going to do. That doesn't matter what. We just can't, humanity just cannot get out of its own way and stop fucking fighting. They can't. It's in our DNA to argue, to be on opposite sides. There is no co-op mode for the video game that is human existence. It's all PvP, baby. Oh, the show, friends. This show. I don't know what to expect. I was thinking about doing a case study and a case file, and I'm thinking about what though? There's no, again, the mystery is still there. What are the builders up to? But we just haven't realized, we've seen the activation in the technology. We don't know its understanding or its bent just yet, and what it means to reach out, figure out what's there. There's no answer. And we know that there's something that took the builders out there somewhere. Haven't heard about that anymore though, other than Jim's, recollections and, recitation that he gave to everybody there in that speech, which was a good one, but not good enough. So friends, it's up to us to just watch everything, see what the showrunners decide to present us with, because we are now halfway through season 4. Normally, as the progression of a narrative for a seasonal story arc goes, you give through about the half, 3/4 of the way, and then you start to, as you show, then you start to tell. Or like I said before, you give, and if it's a terminal season, then you take at the end. And so that could be in the form of storylines, characters, or even complete ways of thinking about the Expanse. So, friends, I'm very curious to see how 4 wraps up and what they do to continue the tale and how this element, lends itself to the grander story of the human race. Friends, if you do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. You'll be alerted next time we go live with The Expanse or any of our sci-fi fare. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. But my dear friends, all that's then, and this is now. And now it's time to say goodbye, but where do we say goodbye from? Friends, I say we say goodbye with Alex. As we still are on the bridge and we watch the explosion hit that planet below us, and we think, what's next? Or is anything next? Until we find out, my friends, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.